됐나? 이렇게 해도 보이나? 잠깐만, 여기에서 라이브 시작되면 시작되는 거거든? 진짜 미치겠다. 이게 뭐야? 됐나? 선생님 같지 않아? 인강 선생님?
한국 인강 유명한 사람 누구지? 석기?
그 막 현우진 막 이런 사람 있지 않냐?
김지영 너.
잠깐만, 라이브 시작했다고? 나 안 보이는데? 잠시만, 들어가자. 왠지. 잠깐, 링크가 안 보이는데? 잠깐만. 안 보여. 됐다. 된 건가? 아직 안 보고 있어. 사람들. 채워서 어떻게 보는지 모르겠어. 그냥 시작할까? 링크 들어갔는데 채워이 안 보여. 그냥 해야지. Hi everyone, my name is Yeonjae and this is Jennifer. I'm here on behalf of Gachi to present to you our relay live stream. Gachi is a student-led nonprofit organization with student leaders from over 27 international schools across Canada, China, South Korea, Singapore, and the United States. Our 24-hour relay live stream aims to discover what it means to be Korean in today's international stage. Over the 24 hours, students will discuss what identity means to them. And me and Jennifer will be showing you guys how our identity was formed by various events and experience throughout our life. So we're in like a study cafe, so we have to put on our masks. So please just know that. And we don't know what's going on because now I just can't see the chat. If somebody knows how to do that, please let me know how. 여기 들어가면 되나? Do that, please. 왜? 그냥 하면 되겠지? Yeah, so this is my life. This is a chart of my life. So we're supposed to like share screen, but now we can't because I don't have like the program. So I'll just start. So I'll just do it in Korean. 0살 때 이제 응애 하면서 태어났어요. 하면서 이제 2살 때까지는 아주 순탄한 인생을 살았죠. 걱정이 없었어요. 고민도 없고 그냥 밥 먹고 자고 싸고 하면 다였으니까. 그런데 이제 응애 하다가 인생에 뭔가 전환점이 생겨요. 이게 뭐냐면은 가족끼리 엄청 한 2살 반, 3살 때부터 엄청 여행을 많이 다니기 시작했어요. 그래서 이때 행복 지수가 올라가죠. 그래서 여행을 막 여기저기 다니면서 막 차이나, 싱가포르, 홍콩, 막 인도네시아 막 이런 데 다니면서 엄청 많은 사람들을 만나고 엄청 새로운 경험을 하고 막 코끼리에 올라타는 경험도 있고 막 엄마 아빠랑 같이 사진 찍어주는 사람한테 막 사기당한 적도 있고 이런 엄청 많은 경험을 하면서 퍼스펙티브를 많이 broaden했던 것 같고 또 이때 기억에 남는 게 뭐냐면 인도네시아 가서 애기들이 막 울면서 돈을 달라고 하는데 엄마 아빠가 이제 한 번 주면 다 쫓아온다. 돈을 절대 주면 안 된다. 그리고 인도네시아 가이드도 절대 돈 주면 안 된다. 뭐 이런 식으로 해가지고 그때 한 5살밖에 안 되는데 그때 막 엄청 질질 짰던 기억이 아직도 나고 그렇게 여행을 다니면서 뭔가 제 생각에는 이때부터 엑스트로버트인 저의 아이덴티티가 폼된 것 같고요. 이렇게 여행을 다니다가 이제 K 초딩이 됩니다. 초딩이 되면서 여행을 못 다녀요. 그래서 이렇게 인생의 그래프가 내려가요. 너무 슬프겠죠? 맨날 여행 다니고 맨날 엄마 아빠랑 놀고 했는데 이제 초딩이 돼서 여행도 못 다녀요. 그리고 이때 동생이 태어나가지고 더 여행을 못 다녔어요. 동생을 이제 애기니까 여행 같이 못 다니니까 그래서 인생이 엄청 힘들었어요. 그러다가 이때 3살 때인가 4살 때부터 클래식 피아노를 시작했는데 그게 너무 재밌어가지고 이 초딩 때 동생 막 태어나고 이랬을 때 힘들었을 때도 피아노로 버티다가 이제 이때 피아노랑 막 퍼블릭 스피킹으로 인생을 피게 됩니다. 그래서 이때 그 무슨 막 코리안 아티스트 그룹 같은 거에 노미네이트 돼가지고 LA에 가서 막 대학교 여기저기 UC 대학교인가 다 돌면서 막 코리아 프로모션 하는 그런 퍼블릭 스피킹을 했었고 그래서 이때 정말 행복했습니다. 근데 또 다시 내려가죠. 이때 무슨 일이 있었냐 하면 무슨 일이 있었지? 이때 인생이 갑자기 노잼이 됩니다. 왜냐하면 동생이 3살인가 돼가지고 말을 너무 안 듣고 이제 엄마 아빠도 힘들고 저도 힘들고 또 LA에서 너무 막 LA에 친척도 많고 이래서 여기서 너무 행복했는데 이제 다시 한국에 와가지고 다시 그 초등학교에서 막 교과서로 막 수업하고 이래야 되니까 인생이 너무 힘겨웠어요. 그래서 이때부터 고민에 빠지게 되죠. Who am I? 그래서 이때 한 1년 동안 후에마이에 대한 고민을 엄청 하고 또 이때 마침 한 초등학교 한 3학년, 4학년 이때가 돼가지고 사춘기가 와가지고 엄마랑 매일 싸웠어요. 그래서 인생이 힘들었죠. 엄마랑 싸우면서 인생이 힘들다가 이제 엄마한테 맨날 이때 LA 갔다 와가지고 맨날 미국 보내줘, 미국 보내줘, 미국 보내줘 이렇게 해서 엄마가 드디어 미국을 보내줍니다. 그래서 4학년 때 혼자 캐리어 2개랑 백팩 하나 메고 홈스테이 하러 뉴저지로 갔어요. 그래서 혼자 뉴저지로 가서 근데 또 지영이 같은 경우는 홈스테이에서 엄청 막 이상한 가디언도 많이 만나고 고생하고 이랬는데 저는 다행히도 좋은 가디언들이랑 좋은 그런 친구들을 많이 만나고 홈스테이 같이 방 썼던 언니나 뭐 있었던 사람들도 다 너무 편하게 해줘서 너무 행복했어요. 인생의 피크. 너무 행복하게 살았습니다. 그래서 행복하게 있다가 다시 몇 달 있다가 다시 또 한국 돌아와요. 그러면서 또 슬퍼졌죠? 엄청 슬펐어요. 근데 이 슬픔을 뭘로 극복했냐? 엑소를 좋아해가지고 엑소 백현이랑 결혼하겠다는 생각으로 이때를 극복했어요. 엑소 이때 마침 딱 사춘기 피크여가지고 엄청 친구들 주변에도 다 막 아이돌 좋아하고 엑소 좋아하고 막 BTS 좋아하고 이래가지고 엑소 백현이랑 결혼하겠다는 생각 하나로 이 시절을 버텼어요. 버티다가 이제 이때쯤에 엑소 콘서트를 한번 가게 됐어요. 근데 거기에 사람들이 막 몇천 명, 몇만 명 이렇게 있는 걸 보고 나는 백현이랑 절대 죽어도 결혼할 수 없겠구나 라는 거를 리얼라이즈를 하고 자 인생이 다시 슬퍼져요. 그래서 인생이 엄청 슬퍼졌다가 이제 중학교를 들어가게 되는데 이때가 진짜 인생에서 제일 힘들었던 게 뭐냐면 선생님들이 진짜 정말 말도 안 되는 모든 한국 중학교가 그렇지만 진짜 말도 안 되는 룰을 가지고 막 엄청 무조건 지키라고 스트릭트하게 막 그렇게 해요. 한국 중학교는. 그래서 그때 막 화장했는데 선생님이 그거 가지고 막 엄마 부르고 머리 이거 진짜 한쪽 나이 했다고 이쪽 하나 무슨 막 그레이색으로 막 브릿지 염색했다고 그 염색 그냥 애들 보는 앞에서 가위 식가위로 다 잘라버리고 그래서 정말 힘든 인생을 여기서 겪습니다. 그래도 이때까지 나름 인생이 순탄했어요. 그러다가 이제 재즈 재즈라는 음악에 빠져가지고 클래식보다는 이제 재즈를 하고 싶다 해서 재즈에 대한 관심이 생기면서 또 인생이 행복해졌어요. 그래서 이 행복한 인생이 저는 계속 될 줄로만 알았어요. 그런데 그게 아니죠. 되고 있는 건가? 되고 있지? 행복한 인생이 계속 될 줄 알았는데 그게 아니죠. 그래서 재즈 막 하고 싶었는데 엄마 아빠가 절대 안 된다 하면은 막 나중에 뭐 해먹고 살 거냐 이래가지고 또 너무 힘들어집니다 인생이. 이때 진짜 중학교 너무 극혐이어가지고 막 진짜 자퇴하고 싶다 이런 생각 많이 했는데 그래도 친구들이 너무 좋은 친구들이 많았어가지고 그나마 버텼던 것 같고, 그러다가 이제 엄마 아빠가 재즈를 하도 못하게 하니까 그냥 엄마 아빠 몰래 재즈 밴드에 가입해가지고 공연할 때 엄마 아빠를 초대해버렸어요. 그 공연을 보고 엄마 아빠가 생각이 바뀌었죠. 그래서 드디어 재즈를 하게 해줬는데 재즈를 하게 해줬을 때가 딱 그 예고 실용음악고등학교 입시하기 한 2달 전? 2달도 아니고 진짜 한 달? 한 달 반 전? 그때 딱 어프로브를 해줘가지고 한 달 반 동안 진짜 미친 듯이 연습실 갔다가 레슨 했다가 막 그렇게 지내게 돼요. 근데 너무 행복했어요 이때는. 재즈 입시 준비를 할 때 정말 행복하게 그래도 하고 싶은 거 하면서 하다가 이때 막 선생님이 레슨하는 선생님이 막 진짜 잘한다 이래가지고 저는 붙을 줄 알았거든요. 그 실용음악 고등학교 예고를. 근데 한 달 반에서 어떻게 붙겠습니까? 그래서 떨어졌죠. 그래서 인생에 정말 낙오자가 된 듯한 기분을 이때 느꼈어요. 그래서 아, 나는 인생 실패자다. 아무것도 할 수 없다. 그냥 앞으로는 이렇게 루저처럼 살 것이다 라는 인생의 쓴맛을 이때 처음 맛보게 됩니다. 16 때. 그래서 이때 아 어떡하지 하다가 국제학교를 옮겨가지고 뮤직 전공을 하기로 했어요. 버클리 컬리지 오브 뮤직을 가려고 지금 제가 있는 학교로 전화가 왔어요. 근데 전화가 와서 해보니까 의외로 공부가 좀 재밌는 거예요. 왜냐면 이때 인생에서 처음으로 공부를 열심히 해봤거든요. 그래서 그동안 음악은 진짜 충분히 공부를 해봤으니까 이제 공부에 조금 집중을 해보자 해서 그 원래 막 진짜 맨날 가고 주말에는 거의 막 12시간씩 있던 재즈 학원을 한 일주일에 2번 정도로 줄이고 이때 그냥 공부에 매진을 하게 됩니다. 그랬다가 이제 몇 달 전부터 컬리지 스타프로 정말 인생의 위기를 겪죠. 그래서 지금까지 계속 수직하강하고 있습니다. 인생이 너무 힘드니까. 할 게 너무 많고 스트레스도 너무 받고 이제 불확실한 미래에 너무 슬프죠? 맞아요. 거의 막 우울증급으로 지금 막 인생의 그런 힘겨움을 알고 많이 힘들어하고 있습니다. 그리고 우리 그 제니퍼의 인생을 한번 보죠.
Well, hi. I'll be speaking in English. Yeah. So as you can see, like my graph isn't as like up and down as Christine's, but okay, here we go. Let me see this. Okay, so here I was born, and until like I don't know 5, 6 years old, I had a very easy life, I guess. I didn't really do anything. I just went to pre-K and had fun. Yeah, and then okay, so when I was 6, I went to BFS, which is Bhutan Foreign School. And this was my first experience, like the first memory I have of a school. And after that, after staying there for about 2, 3 years, like I think like 1, 2 years, I moved to a Korean school for about 3 months. And it wasn't that bad, but my parents didn't really like it. So they wanted me to move to Daegu and go to Daegu International School. So when I was 8, so I started first grade there. So I was there for about 3, 4 years until 11. And then when I was so during my time at Daegu, it wasn't the best. I wouldn't say it was the worst, but well, I still made a lot of good friends, but my family environment wasn't the best. Like I wasn't living with my dad because he was somewhere else for work. So I was living with my mom and my 2 younger sisters, and I guess it wasn't the best experience. I was just going to Halloween all day. I wasn't really feeling happy, but I wasn't also too depressed either. So when I was at, at 11 years old, my parents decided that I should go to America. Just out of the blue, they suggested that I go to America, and I was like, okay, it seems fun, so I'll go. So at 11, I went to New Jersey for a homestay, just like she said. And surprisingly, we went to the same school. We didn't know that. But yeah, but so my whole identity becomes constructed starting at age 11 because until then, I lived in a society where everything was comfortable. I had everything, like I had food, I had a roof over my head, like everything was fine. I was around like the same people. They were all Koreans. I wasn't like going through racism or anything, so everything was fine. But when at 11, when I first went to the United States, it was a huge culture shock to me because I didn't know anything there. And the school I went to, Dwight Englewood, it's a wonderful school, but it's like half Jewish. So adjusting there was really hard. And plus, I was at homestay without my parents, so that made it extra harder. So I stayed. So I did 3 homestays, and now I go to boarding school. And I'll just briefly talk about how my experiences were because that really helped construct who I am today. So when I first went there in 5th grade, I stayed with a Korean woman. She was nice in the beginning, but we had our ups and downs. And my 5th grade year was pretty rough, honestly. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't know how to speak the right English. I didn't watch the TV shows that they all watched. I didn't listen to their music. The only thing I listened to was K-pop. So I didn't know who Ariana Grande was. I didn't know who Justin Bieber was. So 5th grade was a year where I got to learn about the American culture, like American pop culture, I guess. And then 6th grade, my parents decided that I should move my home state because they didn't like my previous one. So when I moved, it was a huge life changer for me because my homestay woman, like her name was Mrs. A. I'll just call her that. She really forced like academics on me. I didn't study. I didn't know how to study before, but she made me go through like the kindergarten grammar book from like pre-K to like 7th grade. She made me read like 5 books every day. She made me do this like cool reading thing that helped prep me for SAT when I was in only 6th grade. And she was really harsh on me in terms of academics, but in terms of like social life, like she really did help me a lot adjust to like the American culture. Like I had my first Thanksgiving dinner there, like my first Christmas dinner, Easter dinner. Everything was really nice at that point. So after 6th grade, I decided to move from Dwight Englewood to a small Catholic school in upstate New York, and she would give me rides every day from like starting from 7th grade, and I think it was a huge change for me because that Catholic school, it was very like politically divided. We were only in 7th grade, but it was very like Trump versus Clinton. It was that year of the 2016 election, so it was a huge year for me, for everyone. And most of the white kids there were very right-sided, conservative Trump supporters. I'm not saying that's bad, but that was and that versus the other minority group who supported Clinton and who were very against Trump. And there was a lot of drama at school. Like everything was focused on the political aspect. So yeah.
어딘데 마스크 쓰셨나요? So we are renting like a room from a study cafe, so it is like mandatory for us to wear mask here. We don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
So let's continue to hear Jennifer's life. 연재?
Yeah.
연재.
Okay, so yeah, I think that was just the biggest part. And then in the middle of 7th grade, my homestay mom, I guess, family, Mrs. A, she had to come back to Korea because her family issues. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do I do? Do I finish 7th grade? Do I finish middle school? Because I don't have an elementary school diploma. I don't have a middle school diploma. Like, what am I? So at that point, I was very it was chaotic. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And then my mom said you should move to Michigan because we know some Korean family who lives there, and that's the only place you can go right now. Like you can't come back to Korea because you'll have to start from like 초등학교 검정고시. So I was like, okay, fine, if that's the only choice, I'll go to Michigan. I'll stay there for a year and a half, and I'll come back and maybe go to international school or something. And then I went to Michigan, and that was a huge, another big difference because that school that I went to, it was also a Catholic school, but it was mostly white, very white, no diversity whatsoever. I was probably one of the only two Asians in the school, or like in my grade, and it was very hard. It was another hard time adjusting, so I had to adjust to three schools already. And here, I had a very, very bad time with my homestay parent because I guess they discriminated me from their own son and their daughter. And yeah, so it was a very tough time. I was forced to go to church. I was forced to do a lot of stuff. Like, they wouldn't let me do anything on my own. They would really just make me do stuff that I don't want to do. And yeah, so after a year and a half, I was supposed to go to another all girls Catholic school in Michigan and continue my homestay, but I did not want to do that. So I applied to a boarding school, which I go to now, Miss Porter's. And I think so. You can see from here, like my life has gone so much better. I'm so happy right now. And Miss Porter's really shaped who I am today. I still have identity troubles, because I'm constantly like in the middle between like Asian kids, black kids, white kids. So like I don't really know where I fit in yet. I have Asian friends, but I also have white friends. So I'm just like, where do I fit in? Like, who do I hang out with? What what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to prioritize? So yeah, so overall, I've been really happy. Like all this homestay bad experience has been compensated by my time at Porter's. Everything's good. Well, I learned a lot. Like the whole academic system's different. We really support diversity, racial diversity, sexual diversity, religious diversity. Everything is supported here. The administration works really hard to support everyone. So I think that was a huge part in me constructing my identity because I was able to, I don't know, freely like see who I am. But at the same time, I also had a big identity crisis because I didn't know who I was. Because until like fifth grade, I was in Korea, but even then, I went to international school, so I was like half English speaking, half Korean. But then here, like after going through all this, I was already like, 75% Americanized. Like I didn't know who I was as a Korean, and my parents would be like, "You're Korean, like you can never be white." But I would go on like social media and see all these white people, and I'd be like, "Oh, I want to be like them. Why can't I be like them?" And like she probably knows I always said that. So I think that was a huge. I think that is still a huge part of me, like still figuring out who I am completely. But even that, I've come to appreciate that, like moment of chaos. And yeah, so here I am today. Well, yeah. So I think that's it.
Great.
Yeah,
So,
that was really awkward.
um, in terms of like my identity crisis and change, since I was born and uh, yeah, I had no identity at this point. My mom told me I was a high maintenance, but I don't really remember the stage. But I definitely know that at 2.5 years old, when I started like going around exploring other countries with my family, and when I had like a various experience, I think this is when like my identity sort of became extroverted, and my family really supported me to be a stand up person at this point. And when I started to like play piano and do public speaking, I I was confident that like I was a person who can just say anything to anyone because um, at this point I thought I knew everything, like what was right and what was wrong. It was just like very clear to me. Everything was very clear. So like I would stand up every point when I felt that something was going wrong. So I was really that kind of kid at this point. And also, yeah, but when I experienced like mean teachers in middle school, and when I experienced myself like not speaking up to those authority figures in middle school, it really made me had an identity crisis because I always thought myself as a person who can always like stand up to authorities and then like say what's wrong or what was right, but I couldn't. So I was like so confused at this point. But like through playing jazz and through meeting some great people, my friends, it really helped me to shape my identity as a person who I am right now, which is like a person who knows when to stand up, not just always tries to make a big change every time. So yeah, that's my identity. So
Yeah, just like Yeonjae, Christine, like I guess discovered herself through jazz. Like the way I discovered myself was through sports. Like when I went to quarters, like I like before that I never like participated in like team sports, but from quarters I participated in squash and tennis, and like I was actually decent at it, like in my school I guess. So from there, like I was able to make really like good friends, like lifelong friendships. Um, yeah, and I still keep in touch with some of the people that graduated, and I think like that was my way of finding out who I was, and like yeah, so I think that was my way of like coping my identity crisis.
yeah, so since we have like 12 minutes left, let's talk about like our identity. So my ancestors, I am 영월 신시, 영월 신시. Yeah, and I am like 판서공파 36대선. Um, so she doesn't know, so she's obviously having an identity crisis right now.
Okay, no, I just know I'm not from Seoul. Like I'm from like
Yeah.
Changwon, which is like way below. It's like near Busan. That's where I'm from. I just came up here like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's it. So, my geographic home, mine is Seoul, Korea. How about you?
Well, I guess Seoul, Korea right now.
And my national identity, I'm South Korean. I don't have like American citizenship or something.
Same.
Yeah, she also does. My religion, I'm an atheist. I don't have a religion.
Well, my dad's side is Buddhist. My mom's side is Christian. My mom converted to Buddhism. I'm just nowhere.
Yeah, but one thing I really like to do during my summer vacation was like just visiting temples and visiting churches to like just see how it goes on that places, and it was very interesting to just like see what they do in the church and temple. My birth assigned sex is female.
Yeah, so I'm cisgender
Mhm.
female.
My gender identity, I'm female.
Yeah, female.
Female. And I am heterosexual. Her too. Yeah. And yeah. And my political beliefs. We're not gonna speak about this because this is like this whole life is about like International Youth Day and Korean Independence Day. So my hobbies. Let's talk about hobbies. What's your hobby?
My hobby, well, I play tennis almost every day. Well, I used to. I do like a lot of tennis. I did a lot of squash, but not anymore because tennis and squash are different. Yeah, I think tennis is really like my only thing. I like to watch Netflix, like binge on shows, but I think tennis is my main thing.
My thing. What I like to do is obviously like singing and playing jazz, piano, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I also like doing self nail. So I did this by myself.
She's really good at it.
I really like coloring people's nails, and I really like how people react after I do their nails. They really like it, and I do them for free. So I'm basically like a volunteer work person. Yeah. Any questions?
Sexy.
그냥 애들이 막 드드드 이런 소리 하고 있어. Any questions, please? Because like we are running out of topics, but we have like
How much time do we have? Like a lot.
15 minutes left.
Right? That's a lot.
So, what do you want to speak about?
I think I spoke about everything basically.
Um,
Everything you left out.
I like. I like bobas.
Yeah, I like boba too.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday when I was writing an email to my high school teacher, I broke my wrist. This morning I went to the doctor and he told me that I have some 증후군, so I should wear this for like several weeks, and it's so sad, but it's okay. Um, somebody just told me that she doesn't know how to send the chat. You can just send the
Did you just send it?
no, she sent a DM.
Okay.
그냥 DM으로 보내주면 내가 읽도록 할게. Identity.
So who are you right now?
I am a person who likes to lead people. Yeah, I really like taking responsibility, even though it is really harsh and it's really difficult to handle all those criticism from everyone. But I really like being a leader. I don't know why, but I really just like it. Where I don't like control people, but we're like our group have the same common values and common goals, and when we work hard towards it. 어떤 음악 스타일 좋았는지 궁금합니다.
On the go?
Yeah.
Me? Well, I listen to everything basically, but like, I don't know. I think I'm influenced by TikTok, but I really like listen to TikTok music a lot, and I also like country music. Surprisingly, I like country music.
Country music?
I'll let you hear them. They're pretty good.
Oh, so can you play the music?
I'm not playing.
I think we don't.
I like
this
Morgan
anymore.
Wallen. I like Morgan Wallen. Like he has some good music. Like his political views are not that good, but his music is good.
한 소절.
아니 괜찮아. 하지 마.
So music I like. I obviously like jazz, but I don't hear jazz that much. Yeah, it's ironic, but I only like hear and listen to jazz whenever I have some like pieces to practice, because I really like it, but I'm sort of sick of it because I always hear the same piece
Over and over again.
and yeah. And I really like music that is kind of harsh.
Harsh?
Yeah, I really like hard
Metal?
no, hard hip hop. Like hip hop with like really many cuss words. I don't know if I can say this right now, but yeah, I really like hip hop, and I also like Sam Kim. I like Ariana Grande.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's so pretty. And
I also like The Weeknd.
me too. Someone asked us if we can use bad words here. No.
No.
Yeah. 8 people people is watching, so please like ask us anything because we are running out of topics
Want
right
me to show
now.
your face so that mine's not the only one?
Okay. 잠깐만, 이거 좀 올리자. Hey, hey, hey. Do you like kimchi?
No, I don't like kimchi. Oh, that's one thing. Okay, after going to like school in like America, like I don't eat kimchi at all. Like, cause like it's kind of weird because it's like whenever Asians eat like garlic, they're like, oh, you smell weird because you're Asian. Whenever like they eat garlic, they're just like, oh, we had garlic bread. That's it.
That
So
sucks.
after that, like I don't eat garlic bread. I don't eat like garlic anything, kimchi anything, nothing there. At least not there. Like I eat it here, but not there.
What the?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you like it or like?
Not really. It's just like
So
I
before you went to state, you
like I didn't eat
used
it that
to-
much,
yeah.
but like I still ate it if it was
Uh-huh.
there. Like okay, like there was a phase of my life where I really loved like kimchi bokkeumbap.
Mhm.
But then after going to the States, no, not really. How about you? Do you like kimchi?
I like kimchi, but
Soul food.
no, not like my everyone else in my family really likes kimchi, but I don't like kimchi that much. I only eat kimchi when I eat ramen because it's a good combination. Yeah, so
I like Mexican food and Italian food. I really like Spanish food.
so like did you ever experience racism because you go to school in US, but I go to school in Korea, so I don't have an experience where like someone discriminated me.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think I've experienced racism in like all four of my schools. I mean like there always is racism no matter like where you go, like how liberal your school can be. Like my school's like really liberal, like it's really liberal, but then still there's racism and still there's people who like only give you that look or like have microaggressions towards you, but you just have to deal with it. Like you can't change them. Like you can educate them, but they won't change. Like only the people that are willing to change will change. So unless that's the case, you just have to deal with it. You just have to do what you do. Like after playing squash, like I beat that girl a couple times, and after that, she just shut her mouth. So that was good to see. I mean, yeah, I think you just have to be good at what you do, and then they'll kind of step back. Until then, you just have to deal with it. Just don't let them get to you. Like honestly. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's that.
Do you have like a specific
Girl in
experience?
mind. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had
or person in
I had
mind.
a person in mind, but I think it was more just like when I was in squash, like squash tryouts and like
Mhm.
just like the entire season, this girl would literally look at me like giving me that eye, like you know, like that side look. And I would be like, why is she doing this? But then I told my friends, like my other like Asian friends, and they're like, oh yeah, we feel that from her, but what can we do, you know? And yeah, you just have to deal with it. Like you can't really do anything about it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really sad anymore. It's just like that's her. Oh well, too bad.
Yeah, she's just pathetic. People should get more education. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that was one reason why like I spent so much money on clothes and trying to like change me, I guess, because those white people wouldn't let me in unless I act a certain way or I wear certain things from certain brands. So that
yeah,
was a huge life change.
one thing I heard from my dad, like he was like the only person in his high school to be an Asian. So he went to Tenafly High School.
I have friends who go there.
Oh my gosh!
I used to go to Hamon in Cresskill,
Mm.
and like I used to like eat at like Palisades Park every weekend.
Oh my
And, like
God.
my friends live in Fort Lee. Oh my god.
So yeah, my dad went to Tenafly High School, and then he told me the experience because he was the only one in his, I guess, like football team to be an Asian, and everyone like avoided to share a room with him because he was an Asian, And my dad was really bad at math, so everyone was like, why are you bad at math? You're Asian, you should be good. And he told me that he was almost like bullied because he was Asian. So what he did was like he just worked really hard, and he just showed everyone that he is good at what he's doing. Like he told me that he once worked at like McDonald's and parking lots and like he just worked everywhere, and then he paid his own tuition, and that's how he like gained respect from other people. But yeah, I think those are the things, those cultures are not as bad.
I think you can't
Yes.
change it, you know,
Yeah.
like a single person can't change it. I think what you have to do is just adapt to it. But I think for me, like in my process of adaptation, I think I changed a lot as a person, but
Yeah, one thing I noticed from my friends who go to the States is like when they were in Korea, they used to dress like 맨날 후드 집업에 막 추리닝 바지 입고 그냥 they didn't really care how they looked. But since they went to States, they like started wearing all those expensive clothings because they didn't want it to feel left out in a school where like a lot of people is white. So yeah, a lot of I really see a lot of case where my friends just go to a high school in US and they start to wear like clothes they didn't used to wear, and they start like buying those fancy stuff that they didn't cared about at all before. And I think like I know like most of the US thing has a lot of resources themselves. That's how like they afford to go to a school in US. But yeah, yeah, one of my friend told me that she didn't felt like she was along with the people unless she wear like expensive clothes, because she's an Asian and she wanted to get along with people, and just talking about clothes were the only way that she could
yeah, that
yeah
really is
get
the
along
case.
with the people. We have 2 minutes left. Hmm. Guess that's it.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
We have a closing statement. Um, Thank you for watching, and tune in to see how Anthony Kim defines his identity next. Bye.
Bye.